Sorry. Hello.
Hey, hey,
Alright, how's it going? My name's Brandon.
hey, I'm Harry.
Oh,
Hey.
one sec here. Gonna make a note of that. Making notes on everybody to remember their names.
Hey.
Alright. So, in your message, you said you want to learn to become an Irelia main, that you play currently Renekton, Rengar, and Fiora.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Alright. So things you want to improve on: roaming, CSing while under pressure against a ranged top, how to snowball early top kills into game advantages, and how to trade effectively. That was all in your message to me.
Yeah.
So we only have an hour here.
All right.
Um, so that's unfortunately not enough time to go over
Yeah.
every single one of those things. so, you know, just in the hour we have, what are the things that you want to focus on the most? Like, what do you think the things
I
that you need to
I
improve on as
think
a player?
just like knowing when to like go aggressive or like stay passive in lane and then like roaming.
Okay, so just essentially you want to work on laning phase.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, do you have the capability to stream?
No.
Okay, that is perfectly fine. Do not worry about it. It just makes it like a little bit easier for me, but it's okay. So, first thing I want, so since we're just gonna be working on the laning phase here, great way to do that. Do you have any champion in particular, like on Irelia, or just like on any champion?
Usually, well, Rengar I can roam really easily with, but
Yeah.
it's mainly like Aurelia or like champions that I don't take teleport on.
Mhm. Well, okay, yeah, when you take teleport, it makes it a little harder to roam, but still possible. Go ahead. What I want you to do right now is just hop into Team Builder, choose whatever champion you want top lane, whatever summoners you want. It's up to you. I'll critique you on whatever.
Do you want me to invite you or do you want me to just
No,
go?
just do it on your own. I'll spectate. Let me know when you're getting the game so I can start spectating.
All right.
I'll give you commentary. It's unfortunately going to be 3 minutes behind, but
Yeah.
while we're waiting here, you can go ahead and any questions you have that I can answer just by talking. Feel free to ask while we wait,
Um.
because you might be in queue for
Wait.
a bit.
This is mainly about like coaching in general. Is it possible to schedule like multiple lessons?
Yeah,
Like,
you can schedule multiple in a
okay.
row, or like you can like after this one, you can like go and schedule a different one on a later date. I have the lesson I just got out of was somebody that I did a lesson with a couple days ago.
All right.
So yeah, just feel free to if you like my style of coaching and think I could and like me, and feel free to reschedule. That's perfectly fine. I've had my times all on that site for a reason.
Yeah. And
So,
then the other one was like for the streaming thing. Did you just want it for like replays and, or just like watching?
oh, I just
Or
do it. Since I do this, I don't ask anyone for like payment or anything like that.
okay.
What I do is I take all the lessons and I upload them to my YouTube channel so that anybody who's interested in just learning but may not have like the time
Yeah.
to get coaching for or whatever, they can watch those videos and just see what I have to say. It's
All
just
right.
to the general public type deal. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I have to redo my schedule a little bit because things got changed for my team. All right. There we go. Alright, so yeah, if you have, feel free to keep any questions you have, go ahead and ask, because like I said, this queue has a chance to take a while.
Yeah. We just gotta look long support, and the guy just said nope.
That's not too bad.
Well, I don't know. He just kicked him out. So
That's unfortunate, because that's like actually a somewhat legitimate support, and
yeah.
supports take the longest.
I think my first question was when do I know when should I take teleport or when should I take ignite?
Okay, so this is like really personal preference. I generally will almost always take teleport regardless of the lane matchup because it allows you to apply map pressure, which is essentially because top lane is the hardest, like one of the hardest roles to carry the game from.
Yeah.
Like, I think it is the hardest role to carry the game from in solo queue because supports can at least get their AD carry fed and get him snowballing and carry the game by making sure they don't go full retard. But top laners, you're essentially that's called the island for a reason.
Yeah.
Um, by taking teleport, excuse me, by taking teleport, you can influence things around the map, whether it be like skirmishes in the mid or bot lane or dragon fights or something like that.
Oh, I'm in loading screen right now. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I will spectate. But like, yeah, teleport allows you to influence those things. All right, you're up against a singed as Irelia, so this matchup is actually pretty. It's a fairly easy matchup for Irelia. Like, on the scale of champions, it's on the easier side, but definitely don't underestimate him.
I don't really have experience with a lot of like Aurelia matchups. I know almost all of the Rengar and Renekton ones. I just have no idea for Aurelia.
Yeah, and that just takes like time and practice learning them all. So it's not like anything major. So like I get this time when I'm like in game, I'll like just focus on like critique of your basic Irelia play essentially,
Right.
and I'll focus also on like the whole roaming thing that you want me to take. So essentially, what you want to do. So since you don't have teleport, you're taking ignite. In order to roam, what you need to do is you need to shove the minions up to the enemy tower, and then roam between the time that it takes for their minions to hit your tower. You generally will want to be back to lane by the time the minions hit your tower. So like say you push up to their tower, recall, buy, run bot lane, do something there, recall, run back, and hopefully catch your minions. Like, it's a lot harder without teleport, or like maybe shove up to the lane, run down mid.
I normally take teleport on like all my top laners, but
Yeah.
I was watching Aurelia carries you, like
Yeah.
his stream, just to try to get better, and he was always talking about like how he always takes ignite over teleport. It's just like his preference.
Yeah, it's because he's like, okay, so his thing, he understands the champion extremely well because he's essentially a one-trick pony. He also has a really weird rune setup for her because he understands the champion so well that he can get away with it.
Like I just have basic attack speed.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you're like learning the champion, that rune page ain't gonna work because you don't know what you're doing. Like it relies on you having prior knowledge and understanding of her kit and how to like play her at a high level, in order to, because you're essentially weak, super weak level 2 and 3 with his build, but level 4 or 5 you can start really kicking ass. But up till that point you're just like extremely lackluster. But yeah. So. Whoa, did I? Oh crap, I just messed everything up. Oopsie. Alright, so I'm getting into game. Right, I'm on loading screen. I may have just messed everything up because of that. Oh dear lord. I accidentally just... This stupid interface is so... I hate the interface on this site, by the way.
The
LOL coaching? Yeah, like, it's really weird. Like, just the way it works in general. Just setting up my times and stuff, I accidentally just erased all of it. So,
before I signed up as like a coach one time with my friend because we found this like we got this like bronze 5 guy or something, and we wanted to like just help him.
It's so weird, like having to click and drag, and I accidentally just got rid of all my other times and stuff. It's just stupid. I don't like it. Alright, so loading screen just about to finish. Lux is taking a year and a half. How's the game going so far?
I mean, I missed the CS because Yi made me tank for a bit, and I had to stay.
When you're doing that, like just give him a hit or like hit to 3 and then leave. Like don't ever let the
I just
jungler
always
make you.
auto attack 3 times and then just leave.
Yeah, never let the jungler make you tank, because that is incredibly silly. Because that puts you at a disadvantage. Like when I'm playing Irelia, I start E. I'll just E the big one. Like if they're starting golems, I'll E the big one, like auto attack it twice, then walk away, or I'll E the Gromp, hit it one to three times, then walk the lane. Like that's enough to get them going.
Oh shit, I
All right,
misclicked.
all right. So I'm in game. Uh, I'll start giving you. All right, so item build good against Singed. Since like I said, it was an easier matchup. You could also start a Doran's Blade if you wanted to, but this is perfectly fine as well. Flask 3 is generally works in all matchups. It does work in all matchups. There's some matchups where you want to take like Cloth or Doran's, depending on just other factors, like how comfortable you are with the champion, or like if you're up against like a Riven or a Renekton or something like that, that just like really bullies you early on. But Flask 3 is fine in this matchup, so don't worry about
Okay.
that.
So I'm getting ganked by Lee Sin right now. I'm just gonna flash because I don't know.
Yeah. So, like the commentary won't start here for, like the major commentary won't start here for another like minute or two once I see your laning. So I do apologize for that. It's just the best way I have to do this because it's hard. If,
Yeah.
like a lot of people will play with the student, but the problem with that is you have to focus on them and you, and you can't like
Yeah.
watch them while trying to play the game yourself. So this just is like easier. And like I said, I put all of these up on YouTube, so if you ever want to go back and like see what I was talking about, then you can feel free and go check it out. Um,
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm at 130 right now, so should be starting up here any moment now. I'll generally just be talking about like basic Irelia mechanics as well as like things just like general top lane knowledge as well as what I'll be focusing on this time around. So
If Singe is like backing, I don't even know where he is right now. I should probably be shoving up it.
yeah, if they go back, shove up to their tower. Before you go back, you always want to like shove up to their tower because that essentially resets the wave back to the middle and denies them EXP and gold. The tower killing the minions. So it's like go-to rule of thumb: always shove to the tower before going back. Like, if it's possible in all situations. Sometimes you just can't, so you just have to go back whenever you do. But majority of the time on any champion, if you can get to the tower before you go back, generally do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is Singed is like running around using his poison, to
Yeah.
harass you. What you can actually do is just start throwing your E down on him, and like when he comes in, because it's a solid amount of damage early on. Like it's like 60, 70 early on. It also allows you to get like an auto attack or two in,
Yeah.
especially early on when he's trying to just like fart cloud around you. You have a lot more sustain than he does with the flask start. He started Mana Crystal 2 pot, so you can essentially like take some of those trades where you just like stun, auto him twice, and take a little bit of poison damage from a fling or something like that. So don't be afraid in that situation. Yeah, around 3 minutes and like three.
Yeah, I know that's the 3 minute things from the jungler start ganking.
Yeah, 3:30 to 3:45 is when you're gonna want to ward out for the jungler, because that's when they're gonna start trying to apply pressure to lanes. It always helps if you know where the jungler started, but that's not always the case. So if you don't know where they started, just ward out. In that situation, you probably actually didn't have to
Oh yeah,
burn
I'm
flash.
flashed.
In that situation, you probably didn't have to burn flash. You could have just stunned Lee Sin and kept walking away, because you were lower health than he was. When you're playing Irelia, you need to have like that situational awareness as
Yeah.
to your health versus the enemies, so you can know whether you'll get the stun or the slow. Because it really does change your decision making drastically.
If I have
In
like
laning.
1,400, should I go for Sheen or just Sage first?
Sheen.
Alright.
Sheen is just so good. Like Phage works well if you like need help like catching like and chasing
Yeah.
someone, but like Sheen is just so good for those burst trades. Like or even extended engagements when you can like, proc it a couple times. It's really good. Because generally when you get Sheen, you're going to be hitting 6 shortly after if you haven't already. So it'll,
And
it'll
then you
really
can,
help.
yeah, using like the auto attacks and no, use the sheen procs in between your ult. Yeah.
Yeah, because each charge of your ult will proc a Sheen effect. Okay. Let's see. Oh jeez, your bot lane's wrecking. That's the good news is you're not running around in Singe's poison trail.
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake that most people make when playing against him is they just chase him around instead of his fart cloud, die a miserable death. So that's really good. We just flung a minion. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. You're CSing really well.
I don't know. I'm missing a lot though.
Yeah, it happens. The thing is, the trick is when you do start missing CS, is just to not get discouraged about it. Don't let yourself tilt because you're missing farm.
Alright. Yeah.
Because everyone has those games where sometimes it's just like, God damn, why can't I hit any of these minions? It's a universal thing. Like I was watching BoxFox's stream last night before I went to bed because I was just looking for
Sims?
something to
Oh
watch.
shit.
And he was out of the first 25 minions, he
Oh,
hit like
fuck.
8 of them.
Yeah, I'm so infected. Oh, okay, shit. Like
Uh,
Lee Sin came to my lane, I flashed behind him, and then he kicked me, and then Singe just popped Ghost in his ult and just flipped me. So.
I'll see it here in a couple minutes. But yeah, when Singe is shoving into your tower like this, feel free to just use your ult and just spam
Yeah.
it to clear the wave, because that'll also heal you up. Yeah, instead you WQ'd onto a melee minion, which kind of prompts him to go all in. I don't. He gets the kill. Does he get the kill here? I don't think he does. No. But yeah, instead of like going all in there, because you only had the mana, you had like 130 mana,
Yeah.
which isn't enough to use your entire rotation of skills. It's just what's the best to use in that situation. Because you could have gotten all that farm. A kill wasn't a realistic
That's
expectation. So yeah, you just kind of got to gauge those situations, and that's just an experience-based thing. Like learning the champion and learning your matchups will really help with that. But just
If
jeez.
Singe is like proxying right now, what should I do about him?
If he's proxying, just farm. Just hold the minion wave outside of your
Oh, just hold the
tower,
minion-
and then
okay.
farm. Like pop your W whenever it's off cooldown, because that'll also help you sustain through the minions. But yeah, like this is generally what he tends to do against Aurelia, because since it is such a hard matchup for him, what you want to do is since you're not the most comfortable with the champ, this is generally what I do against Singed, is you start with Doran's Blade, and you just all in him at level like 1 or 2.
Alright.
And you push really hard, like, and just all in him early on, so he can't like ever be strong enough to go back there and do that. And do that. If he ever does, you just clear the minion wave, go back, kill him, and then get back to lane before the next minion wave hits. So you could be playing a lot more aggressively against him than you currently are. I noticed. Okay, you did buy a ward, so that's really good. That's the thing that a lot of players struggle with. Alright. One thing here for just Irelia mechanics.
Yeah.
When you're trying to trade with an opponent, WQing onto them isn't necessarily the best option every single time. I've noticed that. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
you need to like put or like.
Yeah, okay, you just did it, so maybe I was a little premature on that one, but yeah, looking for minions next to them is generally the better option, because it puts you next to them, you can auto-attack them,
Okay, whoa. Oh
and,
my god, dude.
and if they use something to, like, get you away from them, you can always just close the gap back with your Q in that situation,
Yeah,
since it's
I got
reset.
screwed. Lee Sin just came up and Sin hit like 50 HP. He just flashed W to Singed and then kicked me away.
You need to, like, use your wards.
Yeah, I always, usually if I'm getting pushed in, I'll just, like, I can't really find the time to ward. I know there's like that one spot you can go to from like, you can like ward.
You can go to the corner, yeah. If you go to the corner and you can ward the side bush, but like, yeah, they have wards up on their top side, and you're completely in the dark. So, warding up It's something that you should probably be looking to do more often, because this Lee Sin's been top quite a few times.
Yeah. Well, at
Dang.
least for it's 15-3 at this point.
Yeah, your team is fucking wrecking at this point. Like, that Vayne is just having a bad time. The Vayne Morgana bot lane is just getting absolutely crushed by this guy. But it's okay, we don't need to focus on that. We're just focusing on your gameplay here. Yes, Singe is definitely looking to start like proxying now. Yeah, so in this situation, just clearing the wave outside the tower. And like, your jungler can come and harass him while he's doing his thing. But it's not something you can like hard counter, unless you're like a lot stronger than him. And you're about the same power as he is, so it's really hard just to go back there and like mop the floor with him and then go about your business, because he's essentially the same strength as you. Like, if you're able to capitalize more on an early game, it would be a little better for you, but since you weren't able to because you're not all that familiar with the champion in our matchups, this is just kind of how you have to play it. It sucks, but it's how it is. Yeah, like, I'm seeing Riven walk over to him right now. Like, this is exactly what needs to happen. This is how you get a Singe to stop proxying. You just send someone else after him, he just runs. Yeah, never you be afraid to use your ultimate just to clear a minion wave, like plow through minion waves, because it's on like a 60-second cooldown. You know, it's not the most like game-changing ult in the world. Like, it's just use it to heal up is essentially what you want to do, or like try and snipe extremely low health targets. Like, those are its two purposes. So never be afraid to use it just to like clear a minion wave that you're taking a lot of damage from.
But yeah, I think they're gonna die for me. I gotta leave the top stuff.
Yeah. Ward the tri-brush next to you. It's a pretty big giveaway. Oh yeah, that was a really good play by them. I just saw it. Yeah, you played a little over aggressively there without wards. Like, yeah, you need to start dropping them. Like, you warded your tri-brush, yeah, but you're not really being shoved in all that much. Like, warding out is going to be better, because if Singe does start proxying, you're going to try and hold the minions in the middle of the wave, and like, he's going to be looking to come at you from there. Ooh, Riven lives. She really needs to get a Hex Drinker. Let's see. Yeah, like, Lee Sin's just gonna keep coming top, because that's their only lane that's not like losing horrendously. That's the only place you can go and not die in the process, essentially.
If I'm like looking to back, should I just like ult the minion wave and then just back?
Yeah. Never be afraid to use that thing. It's great for wave clear. And also, it's kind of like Lucian's ult in that regard, where like when someone's sieging, you can just like ult to clear that like wave, and like use it as a pseudo wave clear for a bit. But Singe is like definitely stronger than you know. He scales a little better, so it gets harder and harder to fight him the more the game goes on. That's why you have to kind of take take advantage of him early on.
Yeah, okay. I have a really big problem with this. When do I get boots? Because I know when I play Rengar, I like always forget to get boots.
Boots, whenever you feel like you need them. I'll generally get boots when the enemy gets boots. Just so I can keep up with them at move speed, or if I can get my Phage, I'll do that, because that essentially applies the same amount of move speed Boots does. But like, once they get boots, then I'll start looking at getting boots, because then I'll need to actually start keeping up with them. Game, please. For some reason it was doing like half-directed camera. He ulted a little early in that gank. Oof. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, Singe scales really well. So you have to kind of shut him down early. It doesn't matter.
Shit. The
You're
Singe is really,
Severin.
really.
Excuse me. Your Sever and Riven are gonna rip through him. It doesn't matter, but um, yeah, you just the things I'm noticing are just like a lot of really basic Irelia things. It's obvious to me that you're not extremely comfortable on the champion. I feel like your understanding of top lane is alright. You need to ward a lot better.
Yeah.
Because, like, Lee Sin, warding is a dynamic thing because Lee Sin, like, essentially you have to take stock into how the game's going and realize when you're going to be the lane getting camped. Generally, good tells are when the rest of their team is losing, or you're the only one that has a massive lead. Is when the jungler will be in your lane. That's when you really want to ward heavily so you don't, get camped. But yeah. Other than that, like it's just learning matchups by playing them. You're doing the whole dashing to minions thing and trading pretty well. Um, so that's always a big stepping stone for new Irelia players is teaching them like that that's a viable option. Let's see, your farm 101 at 16. Like with the amount of pressure that's been applied on you, like it's may not be like the greatest farm in the world, like it's may not be where you want it to be, but with the amount of pressure that's been applied, it's still a pretty good number to be at. Judge your farm based on the relative amount of farm that the rest of the game has. Like you're second highest in the game right now, so you're still farming extremely well in comparison to the rest of everybody else. So,
oh my god, this Singe just like went right up to the wall and then just flipped me over it.
Yep, they tend to do that. Yeah, your bot lane's just absolutely wrecking. So is mid. So like, it's gonna get sorry, I am yawning a lot right now. It's gonna get increasingly harder for you to duel him because you're just stacking a shit ton of armor. Well, yeah, you have true damage. It still makes it harder because a lot of your damage does come from those Triforce procs. But yeah, you're like essentially from this point forward, since you don't have like a massive super snowball-y lead, what you want to do is you just want to go like tanky. And be like a front line for your team because you have like Yi, Riven, and Sivir, so you're the only type of like real front line your team
real
has.
tank that we have. Yeah.
You're not like a true tank, but you still can do the job, like a job of a tank. So yeah, build tanky from here on out if you haven't been. Oh god, that's singed. All right, so you roamed mid to defend. Oh yeah, to get. Oh my god, this singed. You got the kill on him, thank god. Okay, that was a good roam. Either right now you either want to shove out mid hard or roam back top, rotate back top, and start shoving that to get the tower because it makes it a lot. It changes the dynamic once their tower is down for their roaming because then they have to be a lot more
we
careful.
got 3 people chasing Singe down our team.
Oh boy. So he rushed a Frozen Heart as the second item, so it's going to be really hard for you to kill him. Your team's all AD as well, so he's just stacking that armor. Lux might be able to, like Lux has a Magi, so I don't know how that one's going. But I don't know, Yi and Riven should still be able to do work to him. Just because that's how the champions work. Yi has
Like I've learned like a few tricks. Like I think when you have Triforce, you can QW or WQ to a ranged minion, and you should be able to kill it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You get the, yeah.
In order to chase WQing to a ranged minion is a really good idea. Because it will like close the gap, give you the rage proc, and you'll also just not have to worry about Q going on cooldown because you one shot. That works up until about like the 25-minute mark, I believe, 28-minute mark. After that, you don't kill them anymore until you start putting points in your Q. So just be aware of that. Like once you start putting more points in your Q, you'll start killing them again. But
Alright.
if you do the Emax second, just be very aware of that.
usually for Visage or Banshees, like, is it just do I just get Visage on Aurelia or do I get
Uh,
Banshee?
Banshees, if they
Usually,
have. Alright, so
normally I get like it's Banshees if they have like a one, just like one of those like one shot.
yeah, like a
Like
Fizz, a
yeah,
LeBlanc, or something like that, then
yeah.
you want to go for a Banshees. In other words, like Visage is fine. Oh god, you and Riven are chasing this Singe real hard. You got him though, so it's okay. And you guys got dragons, that's so good. You should be able to get the tower here. Do you?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That tower's been up for a long time because he
Uh,
TP'd back to it. So
uh, yeah, it can be hard to take the tower from someone that burns TP solely to save their tower, but that means that they're not burning TP to be a threat elsewhere on the map, so it's kind of a trade-off. Alright, so just to give you like a hypothetical here. Say like you did know Irelia better and you knew this matchup
yeah.
and you were able to abuse him. After your Triforce, getting a Wit's End here actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, okay.
Because it gives you that magic damage, especially since you have an all AD team.
And
Magic damage is gonna
magic
help.
business.
Yeah, and it shreds his MR so he hits him even harder. And it just gives you magic resist, so it would be a good item. Like it's not a bad item on Irelia, it's just extremely situational. Oh dear lord, here comes the Singe chase. I can see it now. Yeah, once he popped Ghost, you guys should just piece the fuck out. Like, maybe. Dear lord. Yeah, you could have taken the tower here, for sure, instead of chasing him. Also, if you'd gone back in on him, you probably could have killed him. A little sooner.
Oh my god. Oh whoa.
Oh, good job. Now you should be able to get this tower. One of these days, this tower is gonna go down.
I got it down finally.
Yay! Alright. So yeah. One thing you want to do is you want to trade out your warding trinket for a sweeper.
Oh, sweeper.
Yeah, do that at about like a second to fourth back, somewhere in there. I'd also really recommend getting boots if you haven't, because trying to run a tier 2 boot Singe as Irelia, you need boots. Like, yeah, Giant's Belt is good, but like boots would just be so much better in that situation because you're moving pretty slow right now. I don't even remember what train of thought I was on previously. Crap. Okay, so obviously couldn't have been too terribly important. Yeah, you're still farming well. You still got the second highest farm in the game, so that's really good. Your score is looking a lot better. Score isn't like super important. Yeah, it's nice to have a good looking KDA, but as long as you participate, even if you have a shit tier KDA, still a one game is a one game.
Yep. And they fed bot lane. Fed bot lane.
Yeah, fed bot lane is definitely a fed bot lane. Alright, so yeah, you have boots, that's good. Alright. Okay, never mind. That was
I just feel like I haven't been like grouping enough really. I've just been
it's
kinda,
hard
like,
it's hard to group with that teleport, like, because if you leave against the Singe, he's just gonna like do Singe.
You're just gonna take my tower and then...
Exactly. So like it's a trade-off. Like if you can pin him down early on and make it so he's useless, then grouping is an option, because then he can't really split push against you either. So you force him to group. But since like you guys are about equal power, he can just kind of do whatever the hell he wants to do, and there's not much you can do to stop him. When you see that Singe is gone, feel free to like use your E to clear minions as well, like just for the damage and Triforce procs. Because being able to just get the wave into tower and punish him for roaming is always a plus. Yeah, here you go. Use your ult to clear the wave to get up to tower. That's really good. Because, yeah, this is where you take the tower. Because if you don't take the tower here, I'm going to be really upset. Yeah, okay, you'll take the tower here. When hitting towers, use your like W and E to proc Triforce on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
As well, because it just helps you take it that much faster. Especially if your ult's on cooldown. Don't pop your W though if you like know someone's coming at you soon,
Yeah.
obviously. But like, if you know that no one's there and you can just need to take the tower, go for it. Up. Oh dear, that mouth's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, do you make it out? I think you will make it out. Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah, so once you take that tower, you didn't have vision on any of them, and I believe your ward coverage in their topside jungler is, yeah, negative. You don't have any. You always gotta be careful when going past the river without wards. Like, once you get,
Okay.
with the first tower is down, the river is a hotly contested area. So you need to be sure to have ward coverage on the other side before crossing over and towards the inner towers, because essentially their entire team could have been sitting there waiting for you and picked you off.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they really don't want to fight that Sivir. Alright, yep, Merc Treads. Yeah, those are a good buy here, because you have the Singe Slow, the Morgana Binding, and Malzahar. Well, actually, it doesn't reduce. Does it reduce Malzahar ult? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it should. So it helps with all that CC. Because it stacks with your passive. Like an Aurelia that's 921 that gets an elixir of iron can like
Yeah, I remember that. That was like you can get like up to
not be
70%.
CC'd. Yeah, like 73% tenacity, I think is what it was. It was ridiculous. Okay, so quick question: do you know what microing a minion wave it means?
What?
Do you know what microing a minion wave is?
Not really.
Okay, so this is kind of what helps you with grouping, okay? Like the grouping factor. Microing a minion wave is essentially getting it to slow push towards the enemy. Like, you know how you see in the LCS?
Yeah.
How, like, you know, what you do is you kill the caster minions in a wave, and
Yeah.
you just let the wave sit there. It will start building up incredibly slowly and massing towards the enemy.
Oh.
And that forces someone to either have to deal with it, or it's going to hit the tower and cause a lot of damage. And that
And
gives
so
you,
then they're gonna have to go there, and then you can fight a 5v4.
yeah, and then you can group
Yeah.
up with your team while your minions push for you, essentially,
Oh,
so you
okay.
don't have to be up there all the time.
So you just killed a range minion to the enemy.
Yeah, the enemy caster minions and leave the melees alive, because they have more health and
okay.
do a lot less damage.
Oh, and they stay alive for longer, so the minions.
Yeah, they
like
all
them,
build
yeah.
up. It buys time for the minion waves to start stacking, and then they just start wrecking. Oh, Riven got a little antsy with her ult there in the mid lane.
Yeah.
That's funny. So Randuin's in this situation would probably be pretty good. Vayne's looking to kite, Singe looking to run around, so being able to slow them all. Really helpful. Just try and keep them CC'd for a little longer so your Yi and Riven can do their thing. I really do apologize for the yawning. I'm really tired for some reason. I like how your Morgana like flashed into Sivir as like she
Yeah, I don't know.
chased by
I thought she was
Sivir.
gonna like ult, but then she just didn't do anything.
Yeah. Alright. So, big thing I noticed right here, you couldn't decide what you wanted to do in that fight. You were kind of just like running around aimlessly, not really knowing what to do. You look like a chicken with your head cut off there. Alright, so Irelia, your niche in a fight is as a backline diver. You go into the backline and you cause havoc on their squishies. You were really hesitant about using your Blade Surge to close the gap.
Yeah.
In that situation, it's perfectly okay to use Blade Surge just to get in range to do damage so you're not running around all the time. Um, so, like definitely look for high priority targets like Malzahar or Vayne to
Yeah.
jump onto because, like I said, backline dive. That's what you're looking to do, and that Riven is going way too ham. Just taking the tower. But you guys got it, so she dies to the tower. Oh, you both die. Okay. So, yeah, just look for high priority targets and don't be afraid to dash onto them just to get, like, close that gap. Because your E still is a very potent slow, even if you don't get the stun off necessarily. It's 60% for 2 seconds. That's pretty good.
All right, we just ended.
Okay. I'm gonna continue just talking this game out
All right.
until the end. Just things I see. So yeah, your team fighting needs could use a little work. There wasn't really
Yeah.
many team fights in this game to see, but just based off that, it looked like you were a little confused about what you were supposed to be doing in fights. Like whether you were supposed to peel, whether you're supposed to dive, like
Yeah.
just what. Yeah, your main goal is to get on their carries. In this situation, it would have been alright to peel for Sivir since she's so massive. Like
Yeah.
if your AD carry's like super massive, then feel free to just like peel for them, like by stunning their frontliners, so they can tear through them even easier. But like generally, like, if your teams are evenly matched, just diving the backline with someone else is generally a pretty good idea. Like you
All
and
right.
Yi and Riven going into the backline is just gonna be utterly devastating in this situation. If the game was closer, because Sivir can kite really well with her ult
Yeah.
and just her passive move speed on hit. So like you don't necessarily need to peel for her as much as you would as say like a Kog'Maw or something like that.
Usually if I'm winning lane, like, should I like a second damage item, or should I still be building straight tank right after trying first?
Depends on if your team has a frontline or not. First of all, and second, it depends on how hard you're snowballing.
Alright. Like, is it always like, because I've been thinking about like Blade the Rune King
Yeah,
as a
Blade of the Rune
second
King's
damage
really
item.
good.
Alright.
That and Wit's End are both perfectly good. Like Blade of the Rune King's like a lot better overall. Wit's End is like I said, extremely situational on her. Blade of the Rune King's generally the go-to second damage item if Aurelia does get a second damage item because its attack speed, damage, lifesteal, and
Yeah.
sticking power, it all just synergizes extremely well with her kit. Um, but yeah, like only when you're like super far ahead you can afford to do it is when you should, because you need to take a look. Like in this game, getting a Bork second wouldn't have been the best idea, because you weren't very far ahead and your team needed
Yeah.
a tank. Like, even if you were far ahead, your team still needed a front line because you lacked one of those. What? Um, but it's just looking at like those situations. Also, you tank that tower for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where you're ending it though. Yeah, like I can see where you're starting to like take my advice into account. You just like instead of going after the Lee, you stuck on the Mals. It was really good. Yeah, you guys are closing it out right now. Just like yeah, working on the basics. Like warding is really big because like you haven't been warding too much this game. And wards save lives.
Yep.
Just knowing your matchups and that's just gonna come from playing the champion more. Because
Like switching to sweeper is usually something like I almost never like on red. I usually get blue trinket, but that's just like my preference. But
yeah, blue it's
switching
good
to
for sight, but like it just doesn't allow you to put pressure on the map. Because
no, I just use it to like find picks. Usually once I get 12 stack, the extra ult duration, I just get the blue trinket because it allows me to like find picks better, see if people are like doing their red or something.
on Rengar you can get away with that. I thought you said Renekton for some odd reason.
Okay.
But yeah, Rengar definitely get away with that. But you're looking to like on Irelia, you're a really strong team fighter. Rengar's really good at like picking people off and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not so much a great team fighter. They played two completely different ways. So getting that sweeping trinket, applying pressure by denying them vision and taking your own. That's how you like carry essentially from that position. Like when you can't like just go goon one person and make their life a living hell. Like you can still do that on Irelia too, actually. Um, if you get really far ahead, it's almost impossible to peel her off of you if you're behind, because the damage she can put out is absolutely insane. But yeah, it's just learning. You need to just learn the matchups, like just play her more, because it's definitely shown to me that like you're still struggling with some of the basics on the champion, like using her mobility through minions and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and knowing when to trade and stuff. So just learning that from playing more games definitely would be good. Yeah, warding, already touched on that. But yeah, other than that, I wasn't noticing any like glaring problems with like laning, and just learning to manage minion waves. That's a really big one too, because
Okay.
that's also how you apply pressure on the map. Learning to manage minion waves is a huge deal, because that essentially is how you apply pressure on your lane when you're not actually in it.
Alright. Are you gonna save these as VODs on your?
Yeah, I'm gonna save the VOD.
Alright.
The VOD will be saved, and then I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. So yeah, my
Alright.
YouTube's on my Twitch channel if you go there. We have like 15 minutes left still. Is there anything that you'd like, any questions about that game you had that I can answer? Just anything that happened in particular that you want to ask about?
Is knowing like just like when certain champions power spike and like when they're really strong just like a huge part of top lane?
Yes, that's a huge part of the game in general. Just knowing when
Yeah.
you're strong versus the enemy, like when the enemy's gonna hit a power spike versus when you're really strong, because it allows you to gauge out like how you're gonna trade. Like if you're in the power spike and they're not, you can just feel free to go aggressive because you should be able to win because your champion is just stronger at that point. Whereas if you're in like a power trough and they're spiking, you generally want to like back off and just try and farm more because you're waiting to hit that spike. So
And also if I have like a really hard matchups, like if I'm against a like Renekton for example, and I'm getting like I'm just losing lane, and I can't really get the opportunity to roam since I'm getting pushed in a lot. Like, what should I just do? Should I just stay top and then wait for him to leave? And then take tower?
farm under tower as best you can. Play defensively. Try not to give up any kills. Force him to over aggress in order to kill you.
Oh, okay.
Because like your stun under a tower can really turn things. Because if you force him, like if you make him get antsy, because like you will outscale Renekton. Everybody outscales Renekton essentially. Yeah. So you'll outscale him. So it forces him to make an aggressive move with either hit just by himself or like call his jungler up, and then that's where the warding and stuff comes to play. Like if you see the jungler come up, you can just abandon ship and continue like to freeze the lane outside your tier 2 tower and force him to either roam or just get denied. And it's just learning to play the matchups like that, like all your matchups, because it varies, like depending on who you're strong and who you're weak against.
And then, like, should I ever be trying to roam as like, or trying to snowball other lanes when I'm losing lane? If it's gonna make me lose my like top tower.
Yeah, if you're losing lane, losing your tower isn't necessarily the biggest thing, so it actually kind of benefits you a little bit. But don't go down there if you're not sure you can get something out of it, because like, if you end up just giving up a kill because you're too far behind to do anything, that's also extremely detrimental. And losing your tower on top of that, that's like a lot of gold. So always just keep these things like, in mind when trying to make plays on the other side of the map, because it can backfire pretty hard.
Yeah. Maybe like next I could like practice a lot, and then maybe next week I could like schedule another, and then you could
that's
see
what
how much I improved.
That's what a lot of people have been doing. Like they'll have their like one lesson with me, like one coaching session with me, and then they'll take what I said to work on. They'll work on it, and then they'll schedule another one a couple days down the line. That's what a lot of people have been doing. You can feel free to do that too. That's fine. So I have my schedule all laid out on the site. Yeah, like we still have 10 minutes here. Is there anything you want to do in those last 10 minutes? Like, questions, 1v1, whatever.
Alright, I can try to 1v1. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work.
If you want, like you can play Renekton and I can play Irelia and I can kind of show you how that matchup is supposed to work out. If you want, like just so you can get first-hand experience, because you said you play Renekton, right?
Yeah, I don't really play him anymore. He's kind of like I just don't like him anymore. I don't know.
It's up to you. You can play whatever you want. Like if you want, like to play Irelia and have me play something that you want to work on,
I think I'll go like Rengar though, because I know Rengar versus like Irelia is a really hard matchup for Rengar.
Yeah, it can be a hard matchup for either one depending on who gets the lead. Alright, I'm gonna start it.
My blade
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick
is at
Rengar
your
then.
service.
Okay, I'll pick Irelia.
could you like show me like the techniques that you're like doing on like Aurelia while you're doing them to sort of like give
Yeah.
me an idea? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and show you as the game progresses. Like when I talk about trading early on and stuff, I'll
Yeah.
try and give you a I'll try and like let you know is what I'm meaning because yeah, like I can say it, but like experience, like seeing able to see it is really
Yeah.
good too. Yeah, you can also go. There's a lot of vods on my, or well, not vods. There's a lot of things up on my YouTube channel with me coaching other people in Irelia too. So like if you want, if you have like free time, you can go like kind of skim through that and watch and see if like there's anything I mentioned there that I didn't quite get to mention here or
Right.
something like that. I actually don't play this matchup too often, so this should be interesting.
Not a lot of people go Rengar top
I
anymore.
haven't seen a Rengar top in a very long time.
No, I don't know. I just really don't like Rengar jungle. When I first bought Rengar or something because my friend like misclicked mystery skin. He gave me mystery champion. And I got Rengar. So I was like, I might as well play him. I tried him jungle. I just hated it because like I don't know. I was just really bad at him back then, and like he just did no damage because if you go, you're just so gold deprived in the jungle.
Hmm.
And I was just making like a lot of stupid mistakes too. Like I was using my empowered heal a lot, even though it really doesn't do anything in the early ranks because it's based off your level.
Yeah.
I was just using it when your empowered Q just clears like way faster and you take less damage that way. So I was just like doing really bad in the jungle, and I was like, I'll try him top. And I just realized like people just like cancel so many auto attacks when you walk right into the bush, and you can just like hop at them and just do like damage. So I don't know, I like it.
Oh wow, I just fucking
Uh,
misclicked. Go me. I'm winning out on those trades, by the way. Just so you know. Like, that's what I mean though with those short burst
yeah.
trades. Like, using your E.
Oh, okay, that's bad.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, see, you gotta.
Yeah.
Do you know when
No,
the
I like knew that one was coming. I was counting your minions. I was like, oh, he's right about to hit level 2.
Yep, yeah, so I was about to ask, do you know how to count minions?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're just dead here.
Damn, if I got my ignite off though, maybe.
It wouldn't have done enough damage. Level 1 Ignite only does
Oh, yeah, level
70.
1 is only like 60. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's 70 damage. I had 120 health coming out of that. So, yeah, it's just like, that's what I mean by trading though, like, autoing and Eing like them in the middle of your minions so that they actually do work too, is generally like what you're like looking to go for. Um,
I've been having a lot of trouble just like figuring out if my stun it's gonna be a stun or like or a slow.
it's hard to eyeball it sometimes.
I know if you're both at full health or if you're both at the same percentage of health, it
Yeah,
stuns
it
them.
stuns.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it can be a little hard to judge if you're. It just takes a lot of practice, like playing the champion, and it's just something you get a feel for after a little while, how much damage it does and when it will stun, as opposed to when it will slow. Because like even like that stun that I got, I knew it was gonna stun you
Yeah.
even if I autoed you, so I could use it as like a not an auto attack reset,
Like
but
sort
just
of like
a way
yeah.
to fill the time between the auto. Like you know how people like auto Q auto on Lucian,
Yeah.
just kind of like fill that gap. It's essentially the same thing in that situation. Is what I did. So now this is where things get a little hairy because I have a massive minion wave here
Yeah.
because I let it push back into me. That's what I mean by minion wave management, like going back when you know it'll push back into you and it'll give you an advantage. Because you always want to be looking to play the game to give yourself an advantage. You never want to like try and make yourself get behind, obviously. But some people willingly get themselves behind, and it's baffling. Like, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about, though. Like, queuing there. Making sure to move between your auto attacks is also really important. Oh, nice. I forgot you had Ignite. Yeah, but that's just me being overly greedy. I took a tower shot, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Damn it.
Yep.
It's whatever.
I just realized my W is coming back up, and if I QW really fast, I can get my heal off.
Okay,
So.
I don't know Rengar's cooldowns that well, because, like I said, I don't ever see them. But that was really good. But yeah, that's what I mean, though, by like, being able to just Q to like minions to kind of like move your way around the lane. I was just trying to give you a show of that. Because, like I said, I only have like 3 more minutes left of this lesson, so like I wanted to just kind of show you what I meant. Because I'm not gonna have enough time to get like a Triforce and you know do the actual dashing thing. But like essentially, once you get Triforce, you'll one-shot minions a lot easier, and you can just use that to like move around and like make it unpredictable as to where you're gonna be.
So right now I'm pretty screwed because I don't have any items, right? So I'm just
your items are down, and you got minion wave pushing against you, so it's just all bad. Like, see, right now I can like just freeze it.
Yeah,
if I wanted to.
If you're gonna like, I'm just gonna lose a bunch of minions to tower if you shove.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lose-lose for you either way in that situation. And so when you know you're gonna shove, you either need to shove or you need to like, if you're gonna go back and like catch the wave as it's your tower, you need to make that decision and do it. Like instead of just kind of like half-assedly shoving the wave into the middle point where I can now do this. It's like don't ever be afraid to use your abilities on minions to shove because
I know that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about all I have time for. So go ahead and leave the game. I gotta go use the restroom and set up for my next session. So yeah, it's just that's what I mean by trading though. Like that early game when I was like stunning and autoing you. Like, it does damage. Like it forces them to burn potions and stuff. And like if you start Flask 3, you have more sustain than they do, so you can feel free to just smack them whenever you want, and force them to burn their sustain. But yeah, that's what I mean by the trading thing. So yeah, feel free to go ahead and work on all that we talked about today, and go ahead and reschedule sometime later if you want. And I can go through it, critique you again.
Yeah, thanks. I'm probably gonna sign up for like the same time next week, I think.
Yeah, that'd be no problem.
Alright.
Alright, 1 second before you go, this is my like little self-whoring segment that I do at the end of all new lessons, because if you could give me a decent rating on the site, that helps me out.
Oh yeah.
And I also stream, so you can watch that.
How do I do that? I'm really.
You go into the messages, like, and you go down to where it says like completed lessons at the bottom, and there should be something there. It's really weird. Like I had to ask someone else.
I don't have anything in completed lessons.
Yeah, because we still got technically 1 minute left until this one's over. So like once that's there, go ahead and do that. Like that would be awesome. Yeah, feel free to sign up again. I stream at twitch.tv/isanari. Pretty easy to remember because it's just.
And what's your YouTube channel?
It's Isanari LOL. There's a link to it on my Twitch page, so you can just go there too. But yeah, I stream, so you can check that out, like, just to see how I play, because I'll stream solo queue a lot, or team practices from time to time. But yeah, that's my little spiel. So all right, we're done with that. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
Hope to see you improve, and we'll see you next week.
Alright, thank you.
All right, oh yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to message me in client, and I'll do my best to answer.
Alright, bye.
Alright, see ya. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna restart the stream real quick just to kind of chop it. So I forgot to do this last time, so I have to make highlights and stuff so I can upload them separately. But I'm gonna chop the stream real quick so I can do the uploading a little easier. So I'll